Welcome back. Your greatest gift for Father's Day could be a way to properly provide for your children in their later years. Here to help us with that, Gabe Rocker from Edward Jones. Gabe, you and I both as fathers know that it's so important and it means so much to us as fathers to make sure our kids are ready for what's coming up in the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think speaking for me personally as a father, my role is to provide and protect for my children. And, of course, when Mother's Day or Father's Day roll around, it's pretty common in society for us to lavish those mothers or those fathers with gifts. Mm-hmm. But me as a father, I would think much further beyond the gift that I could receive this upcoming Sunday and think more about the gifts that I could provide for my children and for the children to come.
Yeah,
and it would be to think about getting them started in some sort of investment strategy that can help provide or further their education or some need that they have maybe in their teenage years or later adolescent years.
Right.
Or maybe it's getting them started and geared up for retirement, which they have thought little about because they haven't even got into the working world yet.
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told me way back in the day that saving up for retirement is the end goal. That's what you're working toward your entire working life. And we often think about doing that for ourselves, but how do we get started in having something set up for our kids?
Great question. So there's a few different options out there. If somebody wants to focus on education specifically, whether it be post-secondary or college education, or even a few years ago, some rules got advanced and expanded where we can use 529s for K through 12 assets or needs. Again, there's the opportunity to invest in a plan where potentially as a parent or grandparent, you become the owner and you can put contributions in a bucket for your kids or grandkids that they can use later in life for education purposes. One of the benefits as an owner is you can potentially receive a state tax deduction for making the contribution. And the benefit to the minor is if used for qualified purposes, they get access to federally tax-free money. So there's some tax perks for both the contributor and the beneficiary or recipient of those assets.
Yeah, very good.
If somebody's concerned about maybe the kid or child doesn't want to go to college, then maybe they'd look at a uniform gifts to minors account, UGMA, or a uniform transfer to minors account. Both of those are custodial accounts where technically your minor is the owner and you kind of handle the investment part of it while they are aging and becoming an adult.
Yeah, okay.
One of the benefits to a custodial account is the money can be used for any purpose for the minor. And technically the minor is the account owner. Minors usually don't pay a lot of taxes because they don't have a lot of income.
Yeah.
So, and then that third option, we talked a little bit about retirement. You could potentially open up an IRA for your child as long as your child had taxable compensation.
Okay.
So, if they've got after school work or they work on weekends as a teenager, an adult could be a custodian attached to that child's IRA, both traditional or Roth, to get them a head start on those future retirement savings.
Right. Okay, Gabe, we're completely out of time. This sounds like something that we could go on and on and on and do an entire series on, but we just don't have the time right now. But great information.
There's a lot of information pertaining to each plan. Each plan is good to put your child in a better spot for the future, whether it be education or their retirement.
Yeah, give yourself some peace of mind for Father's Day. Great idea.
Gabe, thanks for joining us. Because as a dad, about the best gift I could give is when my girls become adults. Hopefully they'll be responsible adults and they won't rely on me to provide for them.
Okay, Edward Jones, Gabe Rocker, thanks so much, and we'll be right back.
Thank you very much. Have a great week. Happy Father's Day to all fathers.
All right, you as well. We'll be right back with more Live at 5.